Another episode has come and gone, last week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't cry in this episode, which...
Well, that's good.
Good. But it's all over the place because they were making fun of this thing called Eurovision. You know what Eurovision is?
Yeah, it's like a huge competition of like all the different European countries, and they bring like their best singing competition.
It's not their best.
Like a fake, like just of everything.
It's not their best. A lot of the songs that win are just like schlock pop.
Yeah.
Like they're really terrible by music standards. And I'm not just saying by people's opinions. By music standards, a lot of it is garbage. Intersex era Eurovision gave us ABBA. Yes, but that was when it was still sort of respectable in the 70s. In fact, that even comes up in this clip I'm about to show you from Doctor Who. This episode all over the place because there was a few things happening here. So one, they're making the whole episode takes place at an intergalactic version of Eurovision. There's three things that happened here. One, there's a major overall story arc reveal towards the end. There is the first time showing the dark side of the Doctor in this current version of the Doctor.
Whoa. We're not supposed to talk about
I'm thinking if we clip this and if I just put the dark side of the Doctor with his face on there, we're going to get a lot of cross comments. But it shows the dark side of the Doctor for the first time in this incarnation of the Doctor, right? Also, I can see that they're doubling down or tripling down on pushing the gay agenda in this show because there's been so much outcry about it's like, we don't care if the actor, if he's gay. Nobody cares about that. Stop forcing a lot of that shit into the show. And then you get people online. We've talked about it in the other videos that are on this channel here. If you say anything, oh, you're homophobic, you're racist, it's like, no, maybe the writing sucks. Maybe he's a terrible actor. Maybe all those things, all those points we brought up before. But they force it in. The new thing, it's like, well, it's fiction. Anything can happen in there. Right. But it didn't. In the 60-year history, this wasn't the thing in there. Well, why can't it be? Okay, you have other stuff out there that's real life or even fiction that involves, that lifestyle choice or gender association, all that stuff in those properties. And that's fine. But when you keep walking into existing properties that didn't have that fan base, was not built on that stuff and say, we need to have that in there now or else. And then you all of a sudden people are out. It's like, this is not what this was supposed to be. Stop doing this. Right. And then they push back. It's like, well, you're the problem. No, you're ruining what this was. You're not being excluded from it, but you don't need to be forced into it as well.
Well, it comes down to like when Tennant or Matt Smith or anybody else was having a bad run. If there was a bad episode, you can criticize it. And not one person said, well, you hate white men, you hate this, you hate this. None of that ever comes up. The second you criticize anything with Jodie Whittaker, it was, well, you hate women, you hate this, you don't want to see this. And it's like, no.
I don't hate her as the Doctor.
Yeah, now you can't talk about Shooty McGavin is because he's black, he's gay, he's emotional. It's not meant for you. And it's like, I am allowed to criticize bad storytelling.
Absolutely.
I do it with Star Wars, and it's one of my favorite things in the world. There's bad storytelling.
Your favorite thing is to criticize Star Wars, or you like
just
Star Wars?
Just as much as yours is to criticize
Doctor Who. Yeah, Fair enough. Who. Okay.
Correct. But like you're allowed to criticize the things that you love and still be impartial. It's not that you hate that he's black or gay or anything like that. It's that they have focused. They have changed the entire focus on, instead of telling a good story, they're telling the story about his sexuality or this, or he's crying about something. And it's like, you can move past that. You can still interweave it into a story that still is good, but because you focused 90% of what you want us to look at on this one thing, it becomes that thing.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to criticize it because you have, 60, 70 years, 50 years, whatever, of previous storytelling of this type.
And there's been gay characters throughout the history of Doctor Who, and that's never been a problem. It's just they were never, hey, everybody, stop what you're doing, pan the camera off the Doctor, focus on them, they're gay, look at that's gay, they're gay, why aren't you applauding that they're gay? It's like, no one cares. that those characters are gay. No one cares about the like in a negative way. Nobody cares about that in a negative way. They're fine. They're adding to the story. They're doing whatever, but that's not the focus. Now you're taking the focus and making it that. And that's what's pissing a lot of people off. So bring it back to this episode here. I have 3 different cuts. This is the gay cut. And this one is just showing you how they worked everything in there.
That's the unedited. That's the edited show that's going up. Is the gay cut? The
gay cut, right? This also features this radio guy that I find extremely annoying. His name is Rylan.
Okay,
he's a big British presenter in the UK, at least in England. Apparently, the guy got famous for being a contestant on the X Factor. Because the X Factor originated from England. And one of the seasons there, and then he just kept being one of those names that was always around, and then got a radio gig, and he's a presenter. He's he's a less successful Ryan Seacrest, but more annoying and yeah, just more annoying. Fake teeth. He's a young guy. Maybe he's a young guy. I don't know. Maybe he's 30s, 40s. I don't know. But he's had hair transplants. He's had like his skin pulled back. He's got fake teeth. They even emphasize that in this thing here. He's brought back as the host as they release him every time they do this thing every certain amount of years from one of those chambers. What is it called? The
hyperbaric?
No, is that the one where they freeze you in cryogenic?
Oh, okay.
The cryogenic chamber. So he comes out to host, and they're like, "Here's the year, here's the arena, here's the show we're doing," and then he goes, "Great," and then he goes out and do it. Let me just show you how they're forcing a lot of this stuff into the show.
Venue. How many arena? Teeth. Dazzling.
Ugh.
Yeah, look at him.
This proves that
he's annoying. He's very annoying. This is a very fast cut because we're not seeing things develop. I'm just getting right to the point, and I left the subtitles on so you can see all this. This is talking about, I think ABBA comes up here, or he's talking about some. Look at the slang. Look at the terms. The way they're putting all this stuff in here. That is not what the Doctor does.
that the Earth survives.
Oh, in style. I was there in 74 when ABBA won. Olivia Newton-John came fourth. Absolute scenes. Absolute scenes.
Okay, that.
Absolute
scenes. What the fuck is that? I had to look that up. Apparently it's a big slang term, dumb Gen Z shit over in the UK, right? It's their equivalent of it's giving. If you haven't seen that nonsense all the time. And it used to be it's giving ABBA vibes. Like if you saw something there, it's like, oh, it's giving, McDonald's vibes, something like that. Then they got rid of the vibes part, which vibes, everybody saying vibes is fucking annoying too. And they've been doing that for a long time, and that's got to stop. But they're saying now it's not it's giving insert terminology vibes. They don't even use the vibes anymore. It's giving Miami. Miami what? Miami vibes? Yeah, but they don't finish it anymore. They post it in text. They say it in videos. It's giving this. And you're like, I wish they were giving you a deportation notice. I wish they were giving you a ban announcement that your channel's going away for this nonsense. I'm sure we're going to get it for saying this stuff, but who cares? I've had it with this stuff. Absolute scenes is a British thing where they sit there and it's like, oh my God, absolute scenes. And you're like, why can't you just say, oh my God, it was amazing? Why do you have to keep coming up with like 7th level removed from the thing you're actually trying to say? Because you need to have a new cool code word. Eric's giving Principal Skinner.
No, it's the kids who are wrong.
It's the kids that are wrong. Exactly. Thank you, Jordan. At least you get this. Big Red Tower. I don't like that modern TV shows have to be tolerated rather than enjoyed. Yes, that is another thing, too. You're missing all the messages and the points. No, I'm trying to be entertained by this shit of a show that I used to really enjoy, and you're just making it miserable. Intersect saying, it's giving me the shits.
I'll bring Star Wars into this. Andor has a character in the show that is in love with another woman. It is part of the plot, but it is not
right.
The
Yes,
plot.
Yes.
And it didn't take away from the story. It didn't even enhance the story. It just gave another layer to who this
That's their
character
personal
is.
life, or that's what they were dealing with. Yeah.
It was perfectly done. And then they got rid of her because, like, God, we don't want that lesbian stuff in there. But, you know what I mean? Like, they did it, and it worked out great, and it was fine.
Right.
This, like, when you make it all about that, that's when it's a problem.
All right. So again, this is a quick cut, so we'll pause as we go. But you look at all the stuff they're throwing in here.
Absolute scenes. Absolute scenes.
We're inside a bubble on a station in orbit.
The universe is wild, babe. That, babes, honey, darling, sweetie. They're throwing all that shit in there all the time. And you're like, could you stop? Could you stop it? It's annoying.
Oh, it's hardly important, Gary. It's just songs.
I'm not even going to dignify that with the risk. Actually, you know what? I will, because it is not just songs, Mike. It's part of who I am. And when you make fun of it, it's like you're making fun of me.
Gary, medical...
See? That kind of stuff. And you're like, oh, they're having a quarrel. Okay, fine.
Well, you can have a quarrel. And, you know, I understand, like, you know, if you're not relating to somebody's thing that they love and then you dismiss it. This I understand. This doesn't bother me. But, like, you know, making the entire focal point, maybe that's the problem.
Get on the wall, break the
Why would
seal
people
and bring
argue?
it to me.
Yeah.
It's all right, sweetheart. I've got you.
Say that. Okay, sweetheart, I've got you.
Sweetheart.
Oh, you're amazing.
Listen.
You're an amazing little creature.
That's the other shit too. The guy, he's like a nurse. He's trying to help him, and he's just coming off like they're flirting, like he's hitting on him. Here.
I've got you. Oh, you're amazing. Oh, you're an amazing little creature. You're gonna be okay. Now hold on. Oh,
Okay. Ugh.
better. Did I just fly through space on a confetti cannon? Yeah. Camp.
See? What is that?
Camp.
Camp. What?
This is like if John Waters was the Doctor. Like, this is just John Waters, the way he speaks. Everything's camp. You know, it's just... I want to watch this season. I just have not had any desire. And every time you bring something up, it just makes me, like, shy away from it more and just go back to watch an older season.
I will say there have been a lot of decent stories this season. I've been rather impressed how good some of the stories have been.
Yeah.
He still sucks. He's terrible.
You okay? Yeah. Alive. You?
Look.
Yeah, just about.
I love you.
Oh, time and a place, boys. That was the primitive delta wave aimed at the temporal lobe of the brain.
See, that's thrown in there too, and you're like, really? Oh, we're gonna make out in the middle of the. Stop doing that. Now this is fun because Graham Norton shows up. I'm a fan of Graham Norton. I liked his show.
So good.
It aired for one season in the United States, but you know I see the clips all the time from his show over in the UK.
Welcome, visitors. Hello. Wishing I hadn't sold my likeness in perpetuity, but here we are.
No way! I met him at Brighton Pride. What a weekend.
I'm Graham Norton, long since dead. Oh, sad face.
Yeah.
See, I'm fine with Graham Norton doing it, but, like, what you've done is that the Doctor's gay, doing really gay stuff.
I met him at Pride weekend.
Stuff, and now you've got you got Graham Norton. Like, you've really focused the story, not just about the music portion, but just everyone's gay.
Yeah.
Like, the future is gay. And that's, I don't know.
I mean, that's your opinion. But for the rest of us, it's just like...
Wow, my family crest.
Again, there's ways to do this without it being so camp and right in front of your face of all this stuff here. I met him at Pride weekend. Oh, really? That's where you met one of the most famous talk show hosts out of the UK?
Right.
Really?
Just ran into him at Pride.
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
I had a hologram expert who could fashion hard light into a tractor beam. Can you do that, Gary?
I'd do anything for you.
Gary.
Keep it in your pants, Gary.
Yeah.
If only I had medical staff.
I'll do anything for you.
Back of the queue.
Yeah, see? It's like
Keep it in your
they're
pants,
all...
Bill.
Now they all want to fuck the Doctor? It's like, come on.
I was gonna say, does he have like a catchphrase, like, you know, how
No.
have like Alan Z or anything like
No.
that? Like, he just throws all of this stuff out there and hopefully something catches at some point.
No, the ninth Doctor had fantastic David Tennant's doctor had Alonzi. Matt Smith's doctor had Geronimo. I forgot what Capaldi's one was. And Jodie Whittaker's doctor just kept saying brilliant all the time.
Brilliant. Yeah.
He is just big gay hula doctor. I don't get it. So, all right, that's that was the gay package here.
I did grab a picture real quick of Ryan Clark, and I'm looking at this guy.
Rylan.
Rylan Clark. He looks like he's had work done. And
of course he does.
Me.
He looks like a Gay Zod.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Look at that
thing I saw.
Nailed it.
I'm sitting there going, this guy should be going after Superman right now. Like,
yeah.
He should be hanging out with Terrence Stamp, trying to have someone kneel before him. It's so weird.
He should be flying around in a super thin parallelogram, flapping into to the depths of space.
Oh, it's like I'm looking at this guy like, why do I recognize him? And then I realize, correct, he's going after Superman.
Kneel before Zod.
Kneel before Rylan. So, yeah, that guy, no thank you. Again, just throws me off. Like, I don't want to. Big Gay Zod.
Intersect. Yep. Big Gay Zod is a good pot. You know what? I don't know if that'll fly, but I will write that down.
No, because then that one will fight it and we'll be like, oh, what do you have against gay people?
It's giving Zod.
It's giving Zod.
Is what it's doing. All right. Second package. Moving away from the heavily ham-fisted gay stuff.
More gay stuff.
They finally let the Doctor be dark. Good. Now, every version of the Doctor has his cheekiness, as they say, his lovableness. He's crazy. He's all these things. But there's a couple of rules about the Doctor that were always so every time. The Doctor lies all the time. Whether it's for the right reason or the wrong reason, the Doctor lies. But you still have to trust him. The Doctor can be vengeful. There's a reason why there's many societies and groups out there that are afraid of the Doctor, even though he's, helping people and what have you. They finally let him be dark in this episode. They reveal some of his evilness. But
did they let him do that in the first season that Disney had, or was this like this is the first time
this is the first time he goes overboard, right? Because there's times in every Doctor you can see when they snap. There's times where in David Tennant's first run as the Doctor, where they call him the Time Lord Victorious is the name of the episode's arc that he's in there, where you see him going off the wall, just fucking blowing shit up and wiping people out and all of that stuff.
There was an episode of Eccleston's run where when they find, like, they're in the future and they find that there was that bunker that had oh god, why am I spacing on the bad guy?
Dalek.
Yeah, they had
where he torches the Dalek.
And he's like, oh my god, you have a Dalek, you have to kill it. Like, he was pissed.
He was electrocuting. He was doing all this stuff to it.
Yeah,
right.
And it was like he was dark in that one.
Right. So this is now the first glimpse of this version of the Doctor, showing that his dark side of all of this stuff here. I hope they explore it more, because if they do, then it's really interesting. I'm tired of the Doctor's great in all his different sides of his personality. But when you're preventing this, and what also doesn't make sense about this, they did that bi-generation thing, which is terrible. So the older Doctor still exists. This Doctor exists at the same time. They're not supposed to, but yet this is happening. This Doctor, according to all the fans that I had to fight with online, was the Doctor that was all about his mental health and his emotional journey and about his rehabbing, if you will, from all the trauma that he had over his lifetime, especially after the Time War and his planet blowing up and all this stuff there. This was the one where he's trying to recover and be a better person, whatever. So if they split all the woe and the heaviness and all that stuff and went with the older Doctor, this guy is supposed to be a clean slate going around being the happy-go-lucky gay Doctor. Why does he have this then?
Right.
Guess that bi-generation thing didn't really work out the way they thought it was gonna, right?
Right.
So now all of a sudden he's being a dick and everyone around him is like, you can't do that. I'm like, I'm sitting there going, yes, finally, kill everybody. Do something.
Why don't you all go die?
Yeah. Here we go.
Is that part of the show?
They blew out the airlock. Look at this. 100,000 people sucked into space. And I'm like, yes! Let's see where this goes. Even him.
You represent the Doctor, the last of the Time Lords.
Good name for a band.
And now you're threatening 3 trillion people. I will survive, and I will find you. And you can run and hide and whimper all you like, but I will find you, because you have put ice in my heart, darling.
That thing too. You took me out of it by throwing the fucking darling into it. Right?
Yeah.
He's on a roll. He's starting to get really, really evil. And you fluff him up a bit with this nonsense.
You put it there. So I will cast your body out into the void. And I will stand and watch you freeze to death.
See, the thing about holograms is they're kind of soft, and they fizz, and they crackle. And
See,
I kind of know
where was this doctor all this time?
use unless
He should have been here the entire time.
convert them into
Finally
hard
cried all
light.
his feelings out. Now he's putting
Yeah.
his power glove for his competition.
His crying, his talking with people, his sharing of all that nonsense. And it's like, nope, now let's get to the good stuff here where there's going to be full-on resentment and vengefulness.
What I didn't know was about to happen was the fact that the Doctor was about to unveil Super Mario Brothers 3 and was really going to go off with that glove.
The power glove.
And they crackle. And
He's
they're
gonna-
kind of no use unless you're me, and you convert them into hard light. In which case, a hologram can hurt.
Look at this. He's tasing the guy.
Just see, there you go.
His hologram is just...
How many people did you want to kill? 3 trillion? How about we try this 3 trillion times?
Look at this. Isn't this fantastic?
I mean, it's pretty good. I do know from experience the power glove never worked that well, so good for them for making it cool.
And of course,
And then they come in, they're like, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be a real badass."
Yeah,
Sorry,
the
sorry.
companion shows up and she's like, "Doctor, no," and then he
Hold
stops.
back.
Well, you could probably do that with the power glove if you just maybe fringe some of the wires.
Just put a little taser in there.
Yeah, you still plug in, so you have the electricity. But all right, so that was going fantastic until the companion shows up, and now he's like, "Oh my God, what did I do?" And now we've got to figure out a more clever way. I was hoping he was going to just fry the guy. Now, third part of this episode. Back to the Eurovision Song Contest. The Doctor was sent off into space. All these people are frozen in space. They're in this little kind of containment thing, right? Mm-hmm. The companion is not from this time, has no idea what's going on. She's having a fucking breakdown because she realizes she's screwed. She'll never get home. She doesn't know what to do here. They start playing the most ridiculous song behind her.
I was wondering if we were going to get any songs out of
Yeah,
this.
look at this.
But we can't just... How do we... Oh my God, I've got no way out.
So she's freaking out. She's starting to realize. I cut it up because it lapses over time. This fucking puppet show is going on stage while this is happening, and she's having a breakdown. She's like, "I'm gonna die. I have nowhere to go. What am I supposed to do?" A couple days after the episode, fucking the showrunner goes, by popular request, here's the full version of the song. We're gonna put it out for there, and people are all these wannabe people that think just because they latch onto something that gets put out that they're part of the in crowd, that they belong. These theater rejects, they're like, this song is giving me life, and this song is everything. This song, it's like, this needs to be on Spotify, and we need to get it up to #1. It's like, no, you don't. It's a shit song. And I thought I'm like, they have to be fucking with us by putting this song on. I'm going to play the thing in a second. Somebody writes to me and says, "Do you know anything about Eurovision?" I said, "Very little, just the clips and I know of the concept." And he goes, "A lot of the songs that chart from this competition or do well are the most shit songs you've ever heard of.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, I think what they're actually doing is they made a even shittier song that would probably win a Eurovision contest, and they put this out there. So if that's the case, then okay, I get it. But still, the song sucks, and people are going crazy online. This is like they're thinking that, the fucking lava chicken or the peaches.
I was just going to tell you, I want you to take all this little fucking cartoony shit out, and I want you to have Steve's lava chicken playing, and then she's having this existential breakdown as he's talking about lava chicken.
All right, I'll work on that.
I need the two mashed.
Okay. But
that's
here's
our contribution to the internet.
Here's the song. This song is like 2 minutes long.
Wow.
They made a video. They put out a full-length song. This looks like something that even Sesame Street wouldn't tolerate. This is terrible. All right, I'm not playing anymore.
And it ends with "Don't trust the government." Like, it was just such a weird twist to such a dumb song.
Kanye comes out, doing the fucking duck walk and
goes everywhere.
The Nazi salute. Intersect in the chat saying, I like a couple of songs from Eurovision, but there's one song called Honey Boy. It's a great music video that sounds like shit live on Eurovision. I don't know. I don't know if I can even take your word on that. It's giving gay.
It's gonna be stuck in my head now, though.
Yeah, it's like a nursery rhyme. Miss B's. Hi, Miss B. This was so offensive to my eyes. Yes, and ears, and just your soul and well-being as a human being. So, yeah, that was last week's Doctor Who episode. We're now hitting into like a multi-part finale that's coming up.
How many episodes of these Disney seasons get it? Like 6, 8? Like they don't think they get
I think like 10 to 12, somewhere in there.
It's not too bad, actually.
It's Eric Nagel. Follow the show on all social medias @It's Eric Nagel for ways to watch or listen to the show, both